Thanks, Coach. Well, both teams were hoping the rain would vacate the Green Bay area by kick, but alas, it's still falling pretty steadily in and around Lambeau Field. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Atlanta Falcons and the Green Bay Packers. And wow, a gamble here right off the bat, an onside kick to begin the game.
That's it, baby. We're going to work.
Let's go now. 90 Wolf.
55 to Mike.
A first carry now for Nick Chubb. And down inside the 40 to about the 38. Give him 9 on the carry that time, and they're set up with a 2nd and 1. The previous run, good for 9. Here's 2nd and a yard. A run for Nick Chubb. And they will only muster a yard here to the 38.
Well, if the coaching staff's doing a good job upstairs, they'll file away what they just saw from the defense right there. They sold out to stop that running play. I'd say keep that in mind. They want to try that again. Go play action and hit them over the top.
An early test for this defense. Here we go on 3rd and inches. On the ground, this is Leonard Fournette. And he gets it to the 32, good enough for a first down. It's a pickup of 6 and good enough to move the chains. If you make the stop there, maybe you hold them to 3 on this opening drive. They didn't get the stop.
Yeah, new set of downs now. Now you're worried about, just as you pointed out, not just giving up 3, possibly giving up 6. Let's see what they decide to do here because they've got to change up what they have been doing. It hasn't been working.
Chubb. And he will lose yardage back to the 34-yard line. Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up 2nd down.
Nice play right there to stop him behind the line, but I want to see how this defense continues to play him here in the first half.
Yeah, we know. You know better than I. He has the ability to take over a game, so what do you do?
Yeah, I think you have to make sure that you bottle him in at varying levels, because if you crowd everyone to the line of scrimmage, if he breaks through, there's nothing but room to run.
He'll get the first down and more inside the 20. Touchdown, Packers! Leonard Fournette, his 6th touchdown of the season, as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. A nice run by him, don't get me wrong, but the blocking up front was a thing of beauty.
I think for an opening drive, how about that for an exclamation point? Just what you said. Good blocking, good vision, and he accelerated to the end zone.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll get it up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25.
Ready, ready. General West.
Here we go. Here we go. Here we go.
Fight.
They'll run it for the first time with Alvin Kamara. The tackle by Cole Holcomb.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable 2nd down. A very solid gain on that play.
Hey, Hayward.
From the 30 on 2nd down. Block. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by Kyle Fuller. CD, I know it's just his second year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, second year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
Just what you want on a first down run. Call it 8 yards, and it's 2nd and 2.
At the 26-yard line.
8 yards the tally on that first down run. Here's 2nd and 2.
Ready?
On the carry, it's Chubb. And he will get this into the end zone. Touchdown, Green Bay. Nick Chubb, his 11th touchdown of the year. And the Packers are able to stretch that lead out further.
Well, partner, that was another explosive run, and one thing I've learned in our time in this game, yes, the offensive line has to get a lot of credit, but for big runs to occur, the wide receivers have to block well downfield.
And then you have to have a good guy carrying the ball too, right?
Oh, without a doubt. You need that difference maker lugging the rock.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line.
Falcons take over 1st and 10 at their own 19-yard line.
Come on, set.
About set to begin their next drive. The Falcons offense at the line. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet.
And the Packers give him nowhere to go, and they bring him down. Cleveland Farrell just would not be denied. That's a loss of 7. Throwing on 2nd and long. Lock. Being chased out left. And some room to work. And this is going to result in another first down as the tackle's made at the Packers' 43. So into Packer territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 43. On first down, Lock. Got him in. It's for Sean Perriman. And they're going to be set up down around the 15-yard line. A really good pickup of 28 yards.
Hey, stand up. Topper.
Tighten up, tighten up, tighten up. Check 4, check 4.
Hey. Get it.
Now a first down carry. It's Kamara. And he'll get about 3 just outside the 10, stopped at the 11.
And choose ball. Recon, 152 fighter. Look, squeeze.
Check, crouch.
Gone. Look at me, zipper.
On 2nd down, Kamara. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. 9 yards on the play there, and it sets him up 1st and goal. Well, you're down early. How do you get back in the game, maybe establish the run? I think they're trying to do that.
Now, I'm with you on that one, and what I like about the message is that there's no panic from the head coach. He's already told his offensive coordinator, let's run the football, let's get things settled down a little bit, and find our way back into this game.
Stepping up, he's going to keep it. And they will stop him after a fairly minimal pickup. 2 yards the gain on the keeper, and it's 2nd down. 14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports.
Hey, Zoo.
And he gets in. Touchdown, Atlanta. Drew Lock taking it in as they are now on the board here in the first half. And maybe that was just a case of completely overlooking the guy holding the football.
It certainly felt like it, didn't it? Because on my checklist, okay, as a defender,
QB's last.
running back, fullback, heck, jet sweeps nowadays. Before you even get to thinking about the quarterback might actually keep it.
So with the missed PAT in his rearview mirror, he goes back out to kick this one off.
The Packers take over first and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Ready up.
About set to get this drive started, the Green Bay offense at the line. And thus far, the weather has not slowed this offense down one bit. They've looked good so far in the first half.
They certainly have, and think back to our meeting with the head coach, and we asked him because we saw the forecast for this game, didn't we? We said, hey, have you prepared for this? And he talked about the different drills that they've done in adverse conditions, the wet ball drills, things of that nature. He said, I don't think it's going to slow us down much. We tend to handle it pretty well, and he's been right.
Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5. 2nd and 5. He's going to go for a big play downfield. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off near the 32. Defensively that time, they were in zone coverage. As a rookie QB, what lesson can you learn there?
Well, understand this. You saw zone in college, and the defensive backs reacted, but they don't react like they do on this level. So when they're in zone...
Blitz coming, and down he goes. Zadarius Smith make that now 8 sacks for him on the season. The sack cost him only a yard. It's 2nd and 11. Here's a throw right side, taken in by his tight end. That's a good chunk of yardage. It's going to be canceled out.
And we always talk about hidden yardage in a game. That's going to count as that because now it doesn't go on the books, but now they have to make that up again, don't they?
They'll come up now on a 2nd and long after the hold.
6-6, bullet high.
Joker. Check 26, check 26.
Yo, go.
On 2nd down, here's Locke. He's going deep for Brown. Well, this is taken in. It's complete. Touchdown, Falcons. Marquise Brown with touchdown number 23 here on the year as his guys have cut the lead down to 2. And correct me if I'm wrong, that was just a simple fly route, wasn't it?
No, there's nothing to correct at all. You've got it down pat. And I just remember as a player, when I'd be in practice sessions and I'd hear 9 from the receivers, that meant fly route, go, look out. That was the 9, and he just kept going all the way into the end zone for the touchdown.
Let's go, baby. Let's go.
At their own 25-yard line.
Ready.
The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And, Charles, if the season ended today, and it's not going to, we still have December left.
More football.
We're only in November. But they would be a wild card team. And that's great. They'd be in the playoffs, but you know they're trying to bump up to be one of those division leaders.
That guarantees you at least one home game in the playoffs, and that's what you're really seeking. But there also isn't much margin for error for this team, right? Because right where they're sitting, a 2-game losing streak could have them out of the playoffs, so they've got to make sure they continue to keep the momentum going.
Absolutely. There's some sharks smelling blood in the water behind them.
First and 10 at the 40-yard line.
Come on, set. 18, Gator. Get it.
Fournette, a first down carry. Bringing him down there, Jonathan Allen.
Nice job by that defensive front there to hold him to a short gain on first down. Well played, I must say.
Yeah, only getting 1 yard. There was no room to run.
At the 41-yard line.
Ready.
3, Mike 3. Combo. Run it.
Yep.
I got him. That's me.
Looking to throw on 2nd down. Herbert, that's complete. Terry McLaurin with it. And that's going to be good for another first down as the tackle's made at the Falcons' 37.
Well, it appears that they read man defense and went to the out route, and what you have to do on that one is the receiver's got to make sure he works the defender towards the middle of the field to give himself space to cut to the outside and have that ball delivered with good timing, and they got it done.
From Falcon territory now, here's 1st and 10 at the 37-yard line. On the ground, it's Chubb. Taking it right down Broadway. Touchdown, Packers. Nick Chubb, his 2nd touchdown of the game, giving him 12 on the season. And the Packers are able to stretch that lead out further. And always a good first half when you can hit pay dirt twice.
And it never hurts to have that good feeling as the game moves on. Just think about halftime. If that's all he gets, he'll just sit there at the half and think, all right, 2 already. I can get some more. And he'll be encouraging his offensive line to create some space.
This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll bring it back to just about the 25. Call it the 24-yard line.
Here we go.
About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. And, you know, certainly a lot of football left to be played. We're not into December yet, but right now where we stand, they're in first place. And that's caught inside the 35. And he'll take it into the end zone. Touchdown, Atlanta. Marquez Valdez-Scantling, 76 yards, as they are an extra point away now from tying this football game. A good hold in these wet conditions. The point after is up and good. And we've got a tie game here in a back-and-forth first half. Fitting for what's been a tight ball game. We're all even at 20 now as the kick's away. And, oh, that is going to be a safety. And, Charles, at some point, you can't keep worrying about big play. Can this be perfect? You just have to get the ball out of the end zone.
And in the offensive huddle, that was discussed when they called the play. Just get out of the end zone. But you know what's interesting? A lot of the times in the defensive huddle, they actually call a set and then say at the end of it, get a safety. So it's preached, it's coached, it's thought about.
Here's Dorsett. About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. They're starting to put some space here. You know, first quarter, they didn't look so hot offensively. This second quarter, though, they've looked really good.
They've jumped in the saddle in a big way now, and now they're in full gallop. I mean, before, kind of cantering around a little bit, right, trying to feel their way, not getting done what they wanted to. But somehow they put it together with play calling, execution, and now there's a pretty big gap.
And they'll look to make that gap even bigger here. Kamara trying the right side. And getting this just shy of midfield. They'll spot it at the 49. A nice pickup there, 18 yards, first down Falcons. So after the run by Kamara, now another 1st and 10. They'll rifle this one deep right side. And he is into the end zone for a Falcon touchdown. Hollywood Marquise Brown with another touchdown, number 24 on the year. And the Falcons are able to show off their quick strike ability. Extra point by Badgley, up and good. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Following the touchdown, Badgley out there to kick it away. And a little dangerous there, almost a penalty, but it does get into the end zone before going over the sideline for a touchback. About set to get this drive started, the Green Bay offense at the line. They start on the ground with Nick Chubb. Oh, Chubb fumbled it, and the Falcons grab it, and they will take over at the 26-yard line.
All all these years we've been watching the game, I start to get the sense that whenever it rains out, those guys who have to touch the ball and carry it, they're extremely resentful about that weather.
Yeah, I'm just happy I'm not resentful that we have a roof over our heads. I know that much.
Yeah, maybe we won't fumble our play sheets here as we just saw the fumble happen on the field.
They begin this drive with Chubb. It's a gain of maybe 3, but it's going to leave them with still about 8 or 9 to go on third down. Well, earlier this half, you were wondering how they were going to defend him. I think you used the term bottle him up at different levels. They've struggled to do that.
They certainly have, because when you see them approach, in order to bottle him up at different levels, that front line's got to take care of business. Otherwise, he starts to sift through.
Set, ready? 90, Wolf.
Let's go, D.
61, matchbox, lights.
It's going to be a long day. 25, check 25, check 25.
Snap.
To throw on third down, Herbert. And it falls incomplete after almost being intercepted. A pick there would have been great. The good news for the defense now, it's fourth down. And a tough ask here. They're going to go for it on fourth down and 9.
Pilot, 64, weak. Hey, Charlie. Big trip.
They'll try and throw for it here. And that is incomplete, but there is a flag. And on fourth down, this is a big call. A little too aggressive defensively, and the flag comes out.
And no one trying to cover is going to like a call going against them, but you have to like the effort there. Went for the interception, just unable to get it, and the flag did come out.
On first and 10, Herbert. There goes a deep ball, end zone. And nearly picked it off. He had a chance to come down with that in the end zone, but it'll wind up just being incomplete.
On the double.
After the incomplete pass, here now is second and 10. Throwing again. Herbert. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. The Packers going to use one of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 14 seconds to go in this first half. From the 34 now, here's first and 10.
You better bring. I'm letting you know right now, you better bring.
Looking to throw. Herbert. And that's incomplete. Clock stops with 10 seconds left. From the 34, they'll come to the line on second and 10.
Check me out, check me out. My 50.
To throw again. Herbert. And a man over the middle, and it's complete. And with just 4 seconds left in this first half, a timeout call. So with 4 seconds to go in the half, here's the field goal unit onto the field. A 33-yarder from the left hash. And the kick by Gonzalez is good. So we've reached halftime in a wild first half. We'll take a minute to catch our breath as we'll send you down to Orlando and we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. Forecast calling for more of the same. The rain set to continue as we are underway in the second half. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line.
Ready.
About set to begin their next drive. The Falcons offense at the line. They have the lead now. They'll be looking for some separation here as we begin the third quarter.
I like the way you term that, because now I think they go a little bit deeper into their playbook. They like what they did in the first half. That worked okay. But in order to get the separation that you just talked about, change things up a little bit. Change your tendencies, try and hit them a little bit more with some things they didn't see in the first half.
Let's see if they do just that.
A gain of 9 brings up second and 1 at the 34-yard line.
The last run got 9. That leaves them with second and a yard.
Heavy on the edges, heavy on the edges.
Now Locke throwing on second down. Out of the backfield, that's complete to Kamara. And out across midfield down to the 45. And this is going to result in another first down as the tackle's made at the Packers' 45-yard line. Throwing now is Locke. That's to his running back. It's Alvin Kamara. And they'll wind up getting this to the 37. Gain of 9.
It appears they found something that's working, and they keep going back to it. I guess you can actually say he has the hot hands now, doesn't he?
Yeah, well, it's one thing to hit your guy out of the backfield once, hit him a couple times. Yeah, you're right. Maybe they're onto something.
And I think a lot of that is simply if you get it to him in space, more times than not, he's going to get more yards.
Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
And the blitz does come. And he completes it to the tight end, Knox. And he'll take it into the end zone. Touchdown, Atlanta. Dawson Knox, his first touchdown on the year. And the Falcons push further out in front. And now Coach Bruce Arians has made the call. His guys will go for 2. From the gun, it's Locke. That's complete to his running back, Kamara. And he is into the end zone to bump the lead up 2 more. Following the touchdown, Badgley out there to kick it away.
The Packers take over the first and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Let's go now.
The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And their halftime hole now even deeper. And they need a big drive here just to answer the first touchdown of the second half scored against them.
They were down at the half. Now, as you mentioned, they're down a little bit bigger, but no time for discouragement. Just got to get back to it, right? Put your shoulder against the boulder and start pushing and try and get back to where you were to start the half.
They'll wind up losing 3. And now it's 3rd down.
But if these guys are going to chop into that deficit, they're going to have to do a much better job in the run game. Caught behind the line of scrimmage, no yardage to be found.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. And that one covered beautifully. Their defenders stayed home, and they'll stop him behind the line. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th.
Bravo.
Mike 50. Watch the car.
Go.
Hey, we got Mike 50. Mike 50, huh? 3 buzz.
They're indeed going for it as they look to throw. And his guys are going to take over at the 31-yard line. They brought the house that time on the young rookie, maybe a little rattled through the pick.
And you have to be prepared for a lot of pressure as a rookie quarterback because most defensive coordinators are going to test you that way. So when you see that, the ball's got to get out of your hands quickly, and that means your receivers have to understand they have to break off their routes quickly as well.
Let's go.
At their own 20-yard line.
Ready?
About set to get this drive started, the Green Bay offense at the line. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here. They keep it on the ground. This time it's Fournette. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. That backs him up 1 yard and brings up 3rd down.
It's a tough one right there. He ran right into the teeth of the blitz as the linebacker was freed up in order to stuff that one for a loss. I think quarterbacks got to see that. Got to find a way to audible into something a little more advantageous.
Watch the run. Mike's 50, Mike.
5.
I'm here all day. Let's go, Mike 50. Mike 50.
On 3rd down, Herbert. Going down the middle, and it's complete. An excellent pickup of 20 yards. And just a small glimpse there as to why they like this rookie so much.
And that's why they lit up a little bit in our meetings with the coaching staff, didn't
they? Yeah, when we talked about him, they did.
Yeah, you know, they like his work ethic. You know, this guy's running every route well in the route tree and getting better at it all the time, really honing his game. They expect a pretty good jump out of him as things continue to move on.
Break.
50, 50. Watch QB drop. Watch QB drop.
To throw on second down. Herbert. Got a man over the middle, and it's complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. Give him 15 there, and the Packers have a first. Under a minute to go in this third quarter as they come up 1st and 10. Back to throw. Herbert. Going to throw right side here, complete. And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. 14 yards, good for a Packer first down.
Well, they obviously red man covers their partner, and he got downfield, broke down the defender.
What do you mean by that, Burke?
Yeah, he made him think he was going to run a different route. Probably thought he was going to take it upfield. Then he curls back inside for the completion.
They'll let this go for the end zone. And this is going to be intercepted. Good positioning, and it's picked off. Boy, so another interception, CD, and it feels like he's starting to unravel a little bit.
And as you would expect, still a work in progress here in his second season. He has to start ironing out some of these mistakes, though, because now his head coach, his offensive coaches, they have to evaluate whether you keep playing him and let him work through it, or you start thinking about going to his backup.
And they'll get to this and touch it. Looks like, yeah, right at the 15-yard line here.
At their own 15-yard line.
And this should be the final play before the quarter ends. On first down, they'll run with Chubb. He's got a first down and more past the 30. And they do get him out of bounds finally, but the damage is done. A big hitter on what proves to be the final play of the third quarter. So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. Fournette running right. Fighting his way down to about the 35-yard line. Not quite the success they had last play. This one goes for 3 yards.
50-60 outlaw.
Brings up 2nd and 7.
Switch it.
Yo, cheetah.
They'll run it again with Fournette. He'll get the first down and more inside the 20. And he's going to take it in. Touchdown, Packers. Leonard Fournette with his second touchdown of the game, number 7 on the year, as his guys are back within a single score. Gonzalez good on the extra point. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this fourth quarter. This game back within a touchdown now as the kickoff's away. This is fielded at the goal line. Now a hit and a loose football. And the Packers pick it up. And they will be set up now as he brings this thing all the way back inside the 20. So a teammate picking him up there, that was nearly disaster.
And the way that you coach these things, you want to make sure you have eyes towards the return guy because you want to make sure that the catch is secured. A lot of teams do that. They have at least one guy. Okay, you're responsible for making sure he secures the catch. He's not always the one that makes the recovery, but he can always sound out the alarm. Hey, ball's on the ground. We've got to get it back.
They run. Chubb. And he was able to shed the tackle, but the reserves come in for the stop. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down.
In order to play really good run defense when you're playing a 3-4, those 3 guys up front, the nose tackle and the guys they call the defensive ends, they're usually big people because they're going to have to eat up a lot of blockers because it's usually 5 on 3. And when they do their job well, guys who play on the inside, those inside linebackers, they're able to just roam and hit.
Now Leonard Fournette. And that first down still going. And he will get this into the end zone. Touchdown, Green Bay. A 16-yard touchdown run as they can now even this game here in the fourth quarter with the extra point. Don't forget the extra point. It's up and good. And an important one that is, as we are all tied now early in this fourth quarter. So here comes the kickoff now, all even here in this fourth quarter.
The Falcons take over first and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
About set to begin their next drive. The Falcons offense at the line. I would say they went 3 and out last time, but actually they didn't even get to 3 and out. Still a strange decision to us here in the booth.
Yeah, let's hope they don't go 1 and out, but maybe, possibly, let's try and think with them here. Try and play field position maybe, turn the ball over, put it in the hands of their defense. Who knows?
You're a nice man. One play has him up past the 40 already, and another first and 10. They fake the handoff, now Locke. He'll rifle this one deep right side. Got a man, it's caught inside the 10. And he is into the end zone for a Falcon touchdown. Marquise Brown, his 25th touchdown, tying him at Smith for the 5th most in one season. And the Falcons push further out in front. Extra point by Badgley, up and good. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Following the touchdown, Badgley out there to kick it away.
The Packers take over first and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And they will simply, Charles, be looking to duplicate what they did last drive when they were able to push it in for 6.
And they hope it'll be that easy, right? To be able to take exactly what happened before, replicate it. They may have to make a few additional changes along the way because I'm sure the defense will make some adjustments, but they've got to have great confidence having scored the last time out.
Second and 9 at the 26-yard line.
The last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 26.
Watch the
Shoot!
Again, it's Fournette. And some space here. And he takes us up to the 40-yard line before being corralled. 13 yards, first down, Packers.
Oh, that's one to warm the hearts of all those old-school football players, isn't it? Tough, hard, gritty run, got behind his pads, bowled over a few people. Look at that one, right up the gut.
So up through 3 quarters, no reason to lighten up now. Shedding the tackle, and it gives him some room. 11 yards and a Green Bay Packer first down.
And that's the big fella's MO right there. Running through tackles, keeping the sticks moving forward. This defense, if you don't bring 11 guys to the ball to try and get him on the ground, he's going to keep making runs like that. I feel the press box shaking every time he touches the rock.
They run on first down as they're able to get this forward for about 4.
Brandon, all things considered, they have to feel pretty good about getting that type of a gain considering the blitz that they just had against them.
Here we go, set, 50, plant.
Guys, it's game situation. Let's go. Spawns.
Topper.
Pick the edge. Go. Check safety.
Go. Be driven.
They go with Chubb on 2nd down. And he's going to get this inside the 30. 17 yards on the play there as the Packers have the first down as well. It's been a remarkable day at the office for him running the football. Those yards just continue to pile well past 100.
And how about more than double-digit carries in the second half alone? That's what you want as a runner because you've got to prove to your offensive line that you're going to be as tough as they are. They don't rotate in and out on every play. Running backs often do, so those who can stay out there with their offensive linemen, those are the guys they really value.
The drive continues as they search for a tying touchdown. Here's 1st and 10. They'll run with Fournette. And he'll be brought down at about the 25 after a pickup of 4.
This has been an up-and-down, back-and-forth type of a game, hasn't it? Maybe this long drive, take a little bit of the wind out of their sails, kind of settle things down a little bit.
At the 25-yard line.
Let's go. 18 Gator.
Let's go, defense. Hey, man up, D. Man up, D. Watch the safety creep.
Now Chubb. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. That's a big loss of 3, and it brings up 3rd down. One of the bigger plays in the game thus far. The crowd getting into it as we come up on a big 3rd down. 4th quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a 1-score game. So it's Packer football here as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. To throw on 3rd down, Herbert. And, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Rashard Robinson with a pick. And he takes this one back into the end zone, and the Falcon defense has a touchdown. Still an important piece of business to take care of, the extra point. And the lead is up to 14.
Makes the score Falcons 51, Packers 37.
This one's going to be covered up by the Packers hands team. And that's why you have your hands team out there on the field. Those are the best guys ready to make that play.
And let's face it, it was executed well. It wasn't a bad kick. It wasn't anything like that. Just that the normal outcome actually came to play. Analytics will tell you it's a very low possibility of getting the ball for the team kicking it in an onside kick situation.
You're all about the numbers, aren't you?
All about the numbers, baby. It's a new game now.
They don't lie. Call it a gain of 3, and it's a 2nd down. That 1st down completion only netted him 3. 2nd and 7. And down inside the 40 to about the 38. And that looked like some pretty easy yardage there right up the gut.
And he's a guy that has some height to him, so when you don't have to drop a shoulder or create or get through contact or trash, makes it a lot easier to stay upright, see the field, and make a run as we just saw there. Someone's been having a good game so far, and you know something? A lot of it's been power running. They decided to turn him loose again on 3rd down, didn't they?
They did indeed. He delivered the tough yards. He's got his man on the crossing route. It's a gain of 12, and the Packers have the 1st. This quarterback now 9 of 16 through the air as he's got it 1st and 10. Looking to throw. Herbert, and he'll get that to Fournette, complete. It'll be a gain of 4, and that'll make it a 2nd down.
It's funny, throughout the time that we've been together, when we talk with running backs about the ability to catch the ball, their eyes light up when they talk about open field and having one-on-one matchups, don't they?
Yeah, they do. And that's the reason why. What we just saw, shedding those tackles, and that's what they're used to doing.
It is, and it starts at the beginning of the play. One-on-one matchup with someone trying to cover them, but they also like those one-on-ones downfield after the catch when they're running with the ball. They think they're going to win those, too.
Now a 2nd down throw for the end zone, but it's incomplete. So after the 2nd down incompletion, they'll come up now against a 3rd and 6. Operating from the gun, Herbert. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked off at the 13. And he will take this all the way up past the 40-yard line. Those INTs all sting, but you throw one in the red zone, I think especially as a rookie, maybe it stings a little bit more.
I think what you're saying is they don't all count the same, do they? Right? Interceptions in the red zone that you've given up points now, those are precious. So you have to learn from those and in a hurry.
He's going deep for Brown. And that will be incomplete with a clock down now to 13 seconds. Ball on the 42 as they come up 2nd and 10.
We got three.
Get it.
A lot going to throw it here. He's going to rifle one deep left side. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Ronald Darby. A big offensive explosion helped leading them to victory. And the defensive guys, they're just saying, hey, put those points up every week. We'll just keep winning.
They will gratefully accept them, won't they? It makes their job that much easier when they're scoring that many points. Allows them to play with a totally different style and a different flow.
So for Atlanta, the win here means it'll be a 7-1 first half of the season. And they'll have another road date next week with the Kansas City Chiefs. Meanwhile, for the Packers, the loss will drop them to 6-3 now on the year. And they're going to get an extra week to stew over this as they're not back in action until week 11. I'm Brandon Gaudin. Certainly have to thank Charles Davis, my broadcast partner, and our entire crew. We'll catch you next time right here. It's the NFL on EA Sports.